We were in the trip to Sushma Swaraj when she was leading the trip to Sri Lanka. She invited them to be in Shanchi. Now Yashwant Sinha is speaking a different language. Why BJP is taking a U-turn? I don't know. What is the problem with them? Why they,
answer that, Mr. Chari.
Walked out in the previous year when it was going for a vote? One. Second is that Congress is very consistent. Congress stood for the Tamils in Sri Lanka, and it stands for it, and we are for the Tamils in Sri Lanka and a good relation with Sri Lanka. We are for a unified Sri Lanka and
I will oppose that.
Equal citizens as Tamils and Sinhalese to live together, and we want justice to those Tamils who have lost their lives there. That's our point number 2. And against Mr. Rajagopal's view, he always speaks for Ms. Jayalalitha's view, and he speaks a different language.
I will oppose that.
I can't be responsible for his language, and I am very clear that
he has been elected by Tamil people. Congress has been routed in Tamil Nadu. Don't say that.
Who are you to say that we are being routed? Who are you to say we?
Are you going to support
Mr. Rajagopal
tomorrow?
Mr. Rajagopal.
Congress has come out very clean on that.
Who are you to say the thing that you have been routed? We are not routed. Everybody, Jayalalitha was also, your friend Jayalalitha also has been routed in Tamil Nadu. Don't say like that. The elections we win, and elections are fought in different issues.
Tomorrow when Keso announces Tamil Nadu band, will Congress join the band? You tell me that, that's all. Whether I am Jayalalitha or Karnataka, leave alone that. You are talking about BJP.
Don't speak for
only the picture.
BJP and Jayalalitha. Don't speak like this.
That's the problem with Sri Lankan crisis right now.
For BJP, you speak for yourself.
Dr. Naganathan wants to respond to you. 1 minute. Also another point was raised. Calm down.
People should answer to that.
1 minute, calm down. Calm down, gentlemen. Calm down 1 minute. Please, 1 minute. 1 minute, gentlemen.
You gave me chance. Arnab, you gave me chance.
I give you the chance, but just be patient for a minute. Mr. Manik Thakur,
he's not allowing me to speak.
Mr. Manik Thakur has a right to speak. 1 minute.
Yeah.
Mr. Manik Thakur, the second point which you raised needs a response from Seshadri Chari, because you as a Congress representative have directly accused the BJP of double games and hypocrisy. You said that Sushma Swaraj was very good with Mr. Rajapakse, that she met him. You have said they invited him to Madhya Pradesh for a religious function and they are doing duplicity. Seshadri Chari, prepare to answer that. Before that, Dr. Naganathan wanted to respond to what Manik Thakur said. Yes, Dr. Naganathan, what would you say to the Congress MP?
Yeah, simple. See, this Tamil crisis or Sri Lanka Tamil crisis has always been in the plight of politics. In Tamil Nadu, it is ADMK and DMK politics. In the center, it is Congress and BJP politics. They don't have a very clear-cut strategy on who is to blame. The Congress, I say, what happened to the Congress promises of 13th Amendment? The Sri Lanka has thrown to dustbin. What follow-up that the Congress has for the follow-up?
Answer that.
Rajapaksa has denied any type of federal solution. They threw the Rajiv Gandhi Lankan Accord into the dustbin.
Answer that. Why have you been spectators to the marginalization of the Tamils in Sri Lanka?
13th plus amendment.
Answer that, Manik Thakur. Why have you been spectators to the marginalization of Tamils in Sri Lanka?
Clear, very good question. We are very clear about it. 13th Amendment, whenever Rajapaksa has been met, President Rajapaksa has been met, he has been told that 13th Amendment implementation is the topmost for us. And we had been pressurizing them, and we will be continuing.
No, now with this recent Independence Day speech.
Prime Minister, kindly
now with recent Independence Day speech, Rajapaksa told that 13th Amendment is a failure.
Please hear me. Please give me a minute.
He can't adapt any type of federal solution.
Sorry, 13th Amendment is a major importance in the power sharing for the Tamils and Sinhala people.
Don't talk about the 13th Amendment. The Sri Lankan
government has been very clear in it that the Tamil should be given equal rights, and we are pressurizing that there should be an elected government. There is in the eastern province there is an elected government, and
Rajapaksa
elected government. We want to have. We are using our extreme
Respond.
We are pressurizing all the
5 minutes left into the debate. Respond, please.
Let me respond.
Yes, please go ahead.
Let me respond. Rajapakse, in his recent independence speech, told that any type of federal solution is ruled out. Sri Lankan Supreme Court has clearly struck down the 13th Amendment, stating it is null and void. They clearly said that we don't follow any type of federal solutions to be imported from any country. They have thrown out the Indo-Lanka Accord. They have insulted Rajiv Gandhi Jayavardene Pact and threw into dustbin. And each time the Prime Minister will say 13th Amendment, the next Prime Minister will 13 plus. There's no more 13 or no more 13 plus. They said that in Unity Constitution, we won't give any type of provincial or autonomy to Tamils. That's the stand of Sri Lanka. What did Congress did to pressurize Sri Lanka in order to for these type of statements?
He's absolutely right, Manik Tagore. Let's put the fact right. The fact is, Rajapakse government made a commitment to India. It made a commitment to the Indian people about the implementation of 13th Amendment in letter and spirit. It told us we will devolve powers, especially in the Tamil-dominated north of the country. Now, this Minister Vimal Veerasinghe has written to President Rajapakse requesting a referendum to repeal the constitutional provision. You are being challenged on the News Hour tonight. Why have you been quiet about it? Today you can do politics. You are doing politics before a general election, Mr. Tagore.
No, not at all, Mr. Aranav. It is very clear that we are very clear on 13th Amendment and sharing of power for the Tamils and Sri Lankans. Single is there. We had been, our Prime Minister, when Rajapakse met, Prime Minister was very clear. Today also, when the Foreign Minister was replying, he was very clear on the 13th Amendment, and the Government of India is very, 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 very clear.
So, but the Sri Lankans have been bluffing us.
13th
In a recent newspaper interview, 2 days back, Rajapakse very clearly said that 13th Amendment is a failure.
He can't. You have to understand.
Give any type of federal powers to
what is called failure. You have to. We have to understand. You can't go on the newspaper reports. When the head of the state meets the another
3 minutes into the debate.
No, it was Rajapakse's interview.
3 minutes to go.
Which they had made it.
It was
Gentlemen, 3 minutes.
speech.
3 minutes to go.
Don't worry about it. We will not leave.
3 minutes to go. Response from the BJP.
What are you going to do? We will not leave. What are you going to do?
Why Congress is supporting Elam? Till today they did not support. Suddenly why did they start supporting today?
I want the BJP representative now to be allowed to come in, please. My question to the BJP representative is Seshadri Chari. Quite clearly, you have been accused directly by the Congress of hypocrisy vis-a-vis Mahinda Rajapakse. Respond directly to that charge.
Arnav, I think it is very important to look at Sri Lanka issue from the point of view of Indo-Sri Lanka relations and Hindu-Buddhist relations and Tamil-Sinhali relations.
Hindu-Buddhist, okay.
And this kind of a setup which we are having now, the kind of tempers that are running high in your channel right now, this is not the right time to go into so much of history. 2 points were made against BJP. One, the BJP has changed its position.
Yeah.
BJP has not changed its position vis-a-vis the interest of Tamil population, the Tamil speaking population in north and east of Sri Lanka. There has been a lot of misgiving about the political situation there. I have visited Sri Lanka and I am constantly in touch with TNA. In a recent election, the TNA virtually swept the polls. And today the Chief Minister of the Northern Province is a Tamilian, and there are a number of political heavyweights who are ruling that place. And they have also got equal representation in the Colombo political situation. But when it comes to 13th Amendment and when it comes to devolution of power, listen. I have some more things to answer. Somebody pointed out about inviting Rajapakse
to Madhya Pradesh.
Sanchi.
Yeah.
This history goes back to 150 years.
So what about the recent history?
150th birth anniversary.
What about the recent history?
Please listen to me now. Please listen to me. 150 years back, Swami Vivekananda spoke in Parliament of Religions in Chicago. There were two people in that conference who spoke. One was
There is
a Sri Lankan
1,500
Buddhist
relationship, 1,500 years
who
relationship
also
between us
spoke.
and Tamils.
And yes, and these 1,500 years of relationship and these 150 years of relationship have all fructified in that conference which was held in Sanchi, which was called Dhamma Dharma Conference. And I am very glad that DMK, after all, has also changed its position.
Changed?
Going by what? I am very happy.
Mr.
I am very
Elangovan.
happy, I am saying.
No, I would,
If there is a change of heart in the DMK,
I would like to.
I am very glad that Mr. T.R. Balu.
I would like to
glad
respond
that
to
Mr.
Seshadri.
T.R. Balu mentioned about. I am glad that Mr. T.R. Balu mentioned about 467 Hindu temples being destroyed in the Tamil province. I want Mr. T.R. Balu to raise this issue. I want Mr. T.R. Balu to raise this issue. And he has raised this issue, and Government of India also should raise this issue with Colombo.
Mr. Elangovan, the last response is yours on this news debate tonight.
Allow Colombo.
My question to you is, one second.
We cannot allow Colombo.
1 second, Mr. Elangovan,
We
two
cannot
things.
allow Colombo to walk away with all these things.
Yes, two things.
But at the same time, we cannot destroy our relations with Sri Lanka,
Understood.
which is in a very strategic position in the Indian Ocean region.
1 second. Last 2 points to Mr. Elangovan. Mr. Rajagopal, 1 minute, gentlemen.
Let me respond.
1 minute, gentlemen. 1 minute, gentlemen. Mr. Rajagopal, I clearly see you want to say something. You want to say something before I give the last word. My question.
I want to ask Mr. Manek Thakur, why suddenly they started to support Elam, the word Elam, TESO conference, why they attended today? Till now, the Congress has been saying don't
You have made that
join
point,
TESO.
sir.
Number one. Number two, will Congress, Tamil Nadu Congress join TESO, strike in Tamil Nadu day after tomorrow? Will Congress join that?
Okay, you made that point. I think he's answered that before. The question to Mr. Elangovan is this. Mr. Elangovan, at the end of the day, a lot of people believe regional parties cannot decide foreign policy of a country. Today, a party in Assam cannot decide for its interest what the foreign policy of the country should be. A party in Bengal cannot decide. A party in Tamil Nadu cannot decide.
I don't know. I know whatever I know is that the regional party in Bengal decided the foreign policy of our nation, our country. That is why Bangladesh is in existence. Don't say that a regional party cannot formulate the foreign policy of this country. We had seen. We are not bothered about how a policy is evolved or something. We want the Tamils in the island to be safe with equal rights. We are bothered about the Tamils who are being killed unnecessarily, the innocent Tamils being killed, and we are bothered about the genocide that is happening. Any human being can question about this.
Sir, then why did you...
It need not be foreign policy or not.
Sir, then, sir, your point is correct. You're right. But I don't understand then why your party took that position on the 2nd of July 2009 when your chief minister distanced himself from the demand that Jayalalitha put, and Manik Tagore will be angry, but it was Jayalalitha who put the demand that Rajapakse should be hauled up for war crimes. Jayalalitha put that demand. You have to...
See, Jayalalitha, I don't want... Jayalalitha is the only person in the entire world who said there is nothing wrong. It happens that whenever during war, innocent people are killed. It's quite a natural thing. Jayalalitha has no consistent stand.
She said...
She will always play sentimental politics. She will always play...
But she's been consistent on this one.
She will always say something which is impractical. She will always
then why are you following her?
Something which cannot be carried out.
Well, then why are you following her? You are following what she said.
Forget about Jayalalitha. Jayalalitha is no issue. She has nothing. She is the friend of Rajapakse.
Gentlemen, that question goes up. Did the DMK follow Jayalalitha? Has the Congress changed its position? Is the BJP consistent? And what is the DMK up to? However, whichever way you look at it, what happens in the way we vote will determine a lot, not just in our strategic affairs, but in our national politics. In a pre-election year, many parties changed their position. This is not the first time. Thanks for joining me on debate number 1 on the News Hour tonight.